Hi everybody, today we're entering into the abundant life. In Psalm 66, verses 10 to 12 says, "For you, O God, have proven us. You have tried us as silver is tried. You brought us into the net. We went through fire and through water, but you brought us out into a wealthy place." Psalm 66, verses 10 to 12. God desires to bring you into a wealthy place with true riches, with heavenly treasure. First of all, he catches us in his net, and then he takes us through water, the waters of baptism, and then he takes us through fire, the fire of the Holy Ghost. It's just like Israel being brought out of Egypt, through the Red Sea, being led by the pillar of fire through the wilderness. It can seem hard. It can be arduous at times. It can seem like a wilderness for us at times. The enemy constantly on our heels, and all of our inner struggles are brought out into the open. But through it all, he is trying us and refining us and making our lives pure and sure, just like silver. No matter what, he is leading you. No matter what, he is leading you through. Eventually, he will bring you into a wealthy place. Some versions translate that as a place of abundance. Like Jesus said, "I've come that you may have life and have it in abundance." This is God's desire, to give you a life that is full of abundance, the abundant life of God. Then it says in verses 13 to 15, "I will come to your temple, Lord, with burnt offerings and fulfill my vows to you. Vows my lips have promised and my mouth have spoken when I was in trouble." Selah. To ensure that we enter the abundant life, we've got to build a life of integrity, a refined life, pure like silver. Remember those things that you prayed when you were in a tight place. Those things you prayed when you were in a jam. When you said, "Lord, if you just do this for me. Lord, if you'll just get me out of this situation, then I'll. Lord, if you'll just keep my little girl alive. Lord, if you just give me that job. Lord, if you give me this contract. Or if you get me that house, then I'll follow you. Then I'll give up my drinking. Then I'll stop flirting. Then I'll stop watching pornography. Then I'll stop taking drugs. Then I'll go to church. Then I'll serve you." But we don't keep our vows anymore. We're no better than the politicians, over-promising and under-delivering. Most of us play fast and loose with our words. We're quick to speak, slow to act. Then we rationalize our vows away until we lose all credibility and integrity. Keeping your word builds integrity, and it builds your reputation with others and before God. Integrity matters. Without it, you rob God. Without it, you rob yourself. And you also deprive anyone who means anything to you of you being the person that you could be. Selah. Then in verse 18, it says, "If I had cherished sin in my heart, the Lord would not have listened." Most of the time when the Bible talks about somebody not listening, it's people not listening to God. Yet here is a verse giving us a condition determining our access to God's ear. This is a heart check. If I cherish sin in my heart, check your heart. Do it now. Is your heart under attack? Prayer is a heart matter. God listens to your heart more than your words. It's not that God can't hear your words, but he wants your heart. Your heart is the key to getting God's attention. Soft hearts win God's heart. But when you cherish sin in your heart, you're hardened and altered to the point where God doesn't recognize your voice. Paul said the wrong heart, the heart without love, is like a clanging gong and a crashing cymbal. Soften your heart before the Lord and he'll answer your prayers. Worship is the surest way to a soft heart. The right words matched with the right melody, that will settle the matter between you and God. And your heart will be soft before him, and he'll hear your prayers and answer your prayers. Have you got prayers that God hasn't answered and you're wondering, why isn't God answering my prayers? Well, soften your heart and God will hear you and he'll answer your prayers. I pray all your prayers get answered today. I pray that you'll enter into the abundant life today and that you'll see all of the goodness of God. This is the wisdom of the Lord from Psalm 66, and join us tomorrow when in Psalm 67 we will gain even more wisdom from what God has written in his mighty book of the Psalms.